Hello, amateur anime reviews. Okay, this time we're going to take a look at Batman Assault on Arkham, released 2014. It's directed by Jay Olivia and Ethan Spalding. Some of the voice talents are Kevin Conroy, Neil McDonough, Hynan Walsh, Matthew Gray Gobler, Troy Baker, C.H. Pounder, Greg Willis, Giancarlo Esposito, John DiMaggio, and Jennifer Hale. Let's see here. Now, basically, what this really is, even though Batman is the title or the character they're trying to sell the movie on, it's really a suicide film guest starring Batman. Basically, this would be, if this was a television series, if this was a sitcom, it would be what they call a backdoor pilot. Basically, they're using the more popular character to introduce the sort of B-list characters or whatever. I'm sure at some point, whenever this film was pitched and approved, it was pitched as a Suicide Squad film, and but the decision was probably made. Well, Suicide Squad just isn't that popular, so they tacked Batman on to sort of help sell the film. Basically, the premise of the Suicide Squad is basically um, the Dirty Dozen with supervillains. Amanda Waller is this government official who runs something called Task Force X, and what Task Force X is, they basically recruit dangerous supervillains to go on secret missions for them, and the villains go along with it because they are promised to get time shaved off of their sentences. And yeah, and that's basically it. It's basically, a premise you see a lot in caper movies and espionage things and action films. Like I said, it's the Dirty Dozen meets Mission Impossible, and that's basically what this film is. It's pretty much a plot-driven caper flick where there's the mission, the plan to enact the mission, and then you have people who have these sort of abrasive personalities that rub against each other, and that's basically where the fun comes in. Some of the more popular characters they use here are Harley Quinn, who used to be the Joker's sidekick, and that kind of figures into the plot a little bit. Deadshot, Captain Boomerang is here. Who else? Black Spider's in it. King Shark, Killer Frost, and what the plot basically is a Suicide Squad is assembled to break in Arkham Asylum. For people who don't know, Arkham Asylum is this institution where they house most of Batman's most dangerous foes. And the thing is, the Joker has just been or not the Joker, the Riddler has just been captured, and Amanda Waller wants the Suicide Squad to go into Arkham Asylum and break in and grab some of the Joker, or I keep saying the Joker, the Riddler's equipment, because it's believed he has uh, some data that is vital to national security. So basically, they're supposed to go in there, break into the institution, get his equipment, and come out. Now we find out that there's a little bit more to what's going on there, and the way that Batman gets involved as well. The Suicide Squad has their mission. Batman's on a mission of his own to find out where the Joker has stashed this dirty bomb that's supposedly going to go off in the near future sometime. And basically, Batman and the Suicide Squad, you know, cross paths that way. For the most part, I really enjoyed this film. A couple of interesting things. Well, first interesting thing I want to talk about, I think it's pretty interesting how they try to kind of blend, let's see here, the new 52 versions of these characters with the pre-Flashpoint or pre-52 versions. For instance, Harley Quinn here in this film, Harley Quinn is like the old Harley, where she's basically your normal woman and she wears makeup to make herself look like Harley Quinn. Whereas in the new 52 version of Harley Quinn, if you pick up the comics now, she really does have chalk white skin, just like the Joker. We have the pre 52 Amanda Waller, who is an older woman who's drawn to be overweight, who's clearly overweight. Whereas if you pick up a comic book with Amanda Waller now, they draw her looking like Halle Berry with larger boobs, and stuff like that. I think they've made some pretty interesting choices. I like the choices so far. I shouldn't say so far, but presented in there. You kind of have Deadshot being the kind of reluctant leader of this bunch, and I think they play everybody's personality off against each other in really interesting and fun ways. Another thing is, I think it's pretty interesting. They really push the envelope of what you get away with in a PG-13 film. There's some mild sexuality in there, nothing too explicit or anything like that, but there's violence in there, and it's kind of, not giving something away, not giving too much away, but, head explodes, you know what I mean? I think if it was a live action thing, I think this probably would have been an R-rated movie just on the level of violence. Like I said, it's probably mitigated by the fact that it's an animated thing. It's drawings, it's lines on paper, and they don't go too gory. But like I said, head explode. I mean, that's something else I always think about when I watch some of these DC things. In the what was it, in the Flashpoint movie? Somebody gets their head cut off. You know what I mean? In some of these movies, you might hear actual curse words that weren't in the original comics that were adapted. Um, I don't know why that's needed. Well, my guess is it's just a marketing thing that they really want to get a PG rating as opposed, or I'm sorry, a PG-13 rating as opposed to a PG rating because I don't know, maybe they feel there's certain people in the audience who won't buy it if they think it's too mild or if they think it's something for the kids. They want to distinguish this from other things they do like the brave and the bold and whatnot. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Let's see here. So what else? Well, yeah, I like the character work. I like the character designs. Uh, the action pretty much works. It flows in a pretty quick pace. And like I said, it's all about action and suspense. And there's a couple fun little plot twists that happen. And for the most part, I enjoyed it. Okay, so that's it. I got to thank you very much for listening, and you have a good day. Oh, that's